Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Blind Awakening Art. So today, this piece is part of a collaboration that I was invited to by Fluid Art with Erica and the Paint Pour Academy. And this is an ocean-inspired piece. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm just laying down a background. I'm going to do a wave today. And so I'm just laying down my sunset colors because I wanted to have a sunset in the background of my wave. I'm going to tell you that I made a mistake. So I'm going to share it with you so that you don't do that. I just used my regular mixed acrylic paint with pouring medium to do this background, and I'm just using a brush and I'm just blending. What I should have done was just use straight acrylic paint and not the paints that I had already mixed with the pouring medium, because I just really wasn't getting the bright, brilliant color that I wanted, but I already started it this way, so I had to keep putting more paint on and using the brush to blend it, and then I ended up with, a muddier color than I wanted, but it is what it is. It still looked okay. Next time, though, I would definitely just go with straight acrylic paint and not the mixture. So I'm just going to finish this up. I'm going to let this dry before I start to do the actual wave itself. And these are just my acrylic paints that are mixed with floetrol and water. Some of them have a little Liquitex pouring medium in them too, but I let that dry. I used my hair dryer to kind of help the background dry a little bit. And now I'm just laying down varying shades of blue. I started with a dark. Most of these are custom mix. And that first one was like a navy blue. Now this one that I'm using here, this is called Peacock Metallic Pearl. It's one of my favorite blue colors. So I'm just kind of laying these down in the arch shape, like the wave would be, where it's just kind of, rolling over itself. And I'm going to add a little bit of white in there, and I've got 3 or 4 different shades of blues that I'm putting down. This is a very, very light teal that I already had this mixed up, and I just added titanium white to it because I wanted it to be lighter than what it was. Now, I'm going to tell you that, excuse me, this did not turn out the way that I wanted it to. So it's sped up. There's pieces cut out. I had to redo the tip of my wave multiple times, and you are going to see that. You're going to see me going back and removing paint and adding paint and using the blow dryer, using my mini blower, using a straw, all kinds of things, trying to get the effects that I really wanted to get. So down on the bottom, I didn't have enough paint. I did not put down a base layer. I just had my colors. And you can see with my blow dryer that I'm going to struggle to get that paint to move over the edge of the canvas. So the next time I don't know that I would put down a base of white, but I would put down definitely more of the color because I was really struggling to get this to move. So I'm trying here to just blow the paint. I have this on a low setting and it's on a cool, and I'm just blowing over the edges, just blowing the paint in the basic shape of the wave first. And then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to do some things to, you know, create some movement and, you know, just some interest in the wave. But I do not like the way the tip of this wave is coming out. And I'm trying to get my shape right. And I'm just kind of struggling here with this. I really wanted that piece across the bottom to be more straight, like you would see the ocean in the horizon. I wanted that to be more straight, and I was struggling to make that happen. So I'm just gonna keep working it with the blow dryer. I want the water at the tip of the wave to be a lighter color. Now I'm coming in with my mini blower just because I can do a little more detailed movement of the paint with the mini blower. So I'm using that. I had a little bit of cell activator. That white was a cell activator with Amsterdam titanium white and Australian floetrol, because I wanted to try to create some cells there at the tip of the wave to make it look kind of foamy. So I am working that. Oh, you know, the thing about fluid art, though, I mean, there's so many things you can do. If you don't like what you've got, you can work on it. Now I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm just going to swipe with my finger to try to create something that looks kind of like wavy water, you know, just create some motion in here, and try to smooth this out a little bit. I'm going to try to see what kind of effects I can get. Okay, now I just keep making the tip of that wave wider and wider, and I'm not happy with that. I don't like that look. But you'll see, I'm gonna make some changes here in just a minute. So let's see, what am I doing now? Oh, I'm just adding some more white cell activator. And I'm going to come back with my mini blower, and I'm going to try to blow that and see if I can get some cell reaction, some foamy, wavy look going with that. But again, the tip of my wave is just way wider than I wanted it to be, and I'm not really liking it. So what am I gonna do? Oh, now I've got a straw. Now I'm gonna try to blow with a straw and see if I can move things around a little bit. Again, just trying to zone in, you know, with a straw, and yeah. Now I'm using a little tool that has a tip on it. Kind of a fanned out tip. It's just a piece of plastic tubing, and you know, something that I got from Etsy. And so let's see, I am using my embossing tool, and I'm just adding some more little white in there. And now, or no, maybe I'm using a brush. It's hard for me to tell. Sorry, I'm doing this voiceover because I had to chop this video up so bad. So it's hard for me to see the video. What am I gonna do here? Okay, I'm going to get rid of some of that blue paint. I'm just using my finger and I am trying to push that paint, trying to change the shape of the wave. Of course, I'm smearing it, but, you know, I've got a baby wipe, and I'm going to use that baby wipe to clean that up a little bit. It's a process, y'all. I'm just trying to get that tip a little more narrow. Yeah. I was really struggling with this one. I've done some waves before, and I've been really happy with them. And this one just was giving me all kinds of grief. It really was. And now I'm just trying to clean up my smeared blue paint out of my, you know, sunset horizon. So I'm just going to keep messing with it. And sometimes, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but sometimes I just overwork it. I'm just trying to make it more of a little, kind of a wispy little point at the end of my wave. That's the look I'm going for. And honestly, after this, after I was done, I just never could get that water across the bottom to look right. And so I did get a fine tip brush and came back in and just kind of cleaned that up at the bottom to kind of straighten that out a little bit. And that worked out just fine. And we just, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do if you make a mistake. And we are always harder on ourselves than other people are. We're our own worst critics. And look, I did something and just drug blue paint right into the center of that sunset. So now I'm going back to clean it up again. But yeah, we're usually harder on ourselves, and just because we may not be happy with it doesn't mean somebody else doesn't think it's fantastic. But you know, it's hard when you're not satisfied to just stop. You know, just because, well, for me anyway, because I'm, you know, first of all, a bit of a control freak, and second of all, a perfectionist. It's hard for me to be a perfectionist now because I can't see what I'm doing all the time. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. I'm just doing the finger swipes again, trying to put some kind of wavy little motion and movement in the water. And what am I going to do now? Let's see. I'm still cleaning. I am still cleaning. And part of the problem with using the paint that I used for the sunset is, you know, I just about wiped the paint off down to the canvas. So, you know, because it's gradual, you probably really can't tell, but I could tell that it's not, the sunset is not as bright as it was to start with because I did so much rubbing and scrubbing on it. So again, just trying to put that circular motion and movement back in there again. And now I'm putting more paint on. I am putting more paint on, and I'm blowing again. And I got my little mini blower, and I'm moving the paint with that again. Now, I don't want to screw up the tip of my wave, so I'm trying to kind of just stay in that other area and away from the tip. but I'm just moving paint around again. And like I said, I really didn't have enough paint in the first place, so that was kind of the purpose of adding some more. That little mini blower, that's a pretty cool little tool. I don't know if you guys have one of those, and I did get the tips, the custom tips to go with it. Now, I am putting some more white cell activator down there on the tip of my wave because, you know, I just can't freaking stop. I just can't stop. And I'm using the mini blower to move that around and try to create some cells. And, of course, my arm is really in the way, isn't it? So that didn't really work. That didn't really work. So I'm back to the straw. Blowing with the straw. Trying to create some little movement. Some cell reaction. Make it look kind of foamy. Very tedious. And I'm going to tell you, when I use a straw, I get so dizzy. I don't know what the deal is with that, but oh my gosh. I have to kind of step back and hold on to something usually. Uh-oh, I don't know. I see now I'm using a bare finger. My glove was dragging paint. So now I'm using my bare finger to try to still adjust the tip of that wave. Typically my paintings are not this tedious and complicated, but oh man, I made this one complicated. I just had to keep messing. Uh-oh, I got more paint. I've got more white cell activator. What am I doing? Oh, I am making this hard, you guys. I am making this hard. Okay, now, this is a close-up here of me trying to do what? There's my little mini blower. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not real sure. And, I'm still messing with the tip of that wave, I think. But oh, there it is. Okay, there's the tip of the wave. I'm using the straw. I'm blowing again with the straw. And I'm still adding more cell activator. And I'm still blowing it around. This is my little metal straw I'm using now instead of the plastic tubing with a tip. And okay. Oh. This one just about wore me out, you guys. I was pretty frustrated with this, with myself, with this painting, but I was on a mission because I wanted to get it done for this collaboration. And in the end, you know, it all turned out just fine. I liked the way it turned out. I was totally happy with it. And you're going to see pretty quickly here that we're coming to the end. I'm just about done. Now I'm trying to blow just with my mouth. I mean, really, I am trying all the tricks here to get the effect that I want. I think we're just about to the end, though. I hope. Okay, so we're gonna zoom in here, take a look. You see what I mean there on the bottom? When I zoom in on it, you can see that it wasn't straight across the bottom like I wanted it to be. But there's a lot of cool stuff going on in here, a lot of interest, a lot of motion, a lot of movement, and yeah, there's some cell action going on. So when I come back, you'll see that I have used my little brush and I cleaned that up. So that's not all choppy there. This is, I think this is the dry results of this. And there's a lot of cells, a lot of cool stuff going on in there. A little bit of white to kind of make it look like the water is foamy. And I think I might have even taken a fan brush and dipped it in a little bit of white paint and kind of touched up the edge of that. I think I did. I think that's what I did, just to kind of look like a little spray of water at the edge of that. But there it is. That's my wave, you guys. And I hope you enjoyed watching my frustration and my mistakes. So don't be discouraged. There's always a way to fix things. And I really appreciate you watching and hope to see you next time. Thanks so much.